Cole Caufield is becoming a little bit of a lightning rod for frustration recently. And part of that is because he's a goal scorer and he's not scoring goals. When the puck isn't going in, people stop noticing the details and focus in on the silence. The challenge with this conversation is there's legitimate criticism, but some of the reaction has gone completely overboard. Is Cole Caufield a liability if he isn't scoring goals in the playoffs? Let's talk about it. The playoffs are where reputations can be built and where narratives can get completely out of control. Right now, Cole Caufield is unfortunately experiencing one of those narratives that is just completely out of control. 1 power play goal, 3 assists, -5, no 5-on-5 goals since April 9th against the Tampa Bay Lightning during the regular season. And this storyline was ripe for the picking. 51 goals during the regular season, runner-up for the Rocket, and the conversation is shifted from, is he the most dangerous goal scorer in hockey, or is he just not built for the playoffs? I think that's a little bit of a lazy analysis, but I'm seeing it. But that doesn't mean the criticism is fake either, because the reality is it's probably somewhere in the middle for Caufield right now. I want to take a moment and ask you to consider hitting that subscribe button. We're on our way to a huge number, 25,000 subscribers. Can you help me get there? If you're already subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that like button because it does something, I think probably. Cole Caufield has just simply not been good enough offensively in these playoffs. He knows it. Martin St. Louis knows it. Suzuki knows it. They're being asked about it in the media. They're talking about it. Caufield has addressed it. But some of the more emotional reactions, I think, are focusing too heavily on the result instead of why it's happening. But for me, at least, when I'm watching these games and I'm watching them closely, you start seeing a player who isn't being physically overwhelmed just because he's small. He's losing because he's playing small, if that makes sense. There's a difference. People love to point to size during the playoffs or any big stage hockey, but there are so many players that have just proven that wrong, even this season. Even this series, didn't Zach Benson get 2 assists this last game? But maybe a more fun comparison is Martin St. Louis. 5'8", around 180 pounds. He played in an era when it was even more brutal physically in the NHL. But playoff hockey didn't erase him, it made him. Why? Because he attacked. He protected pucks. He won races. He got underneath defenders. He absorbed contact and kept plays alive. He was relentless on the boards despite giving up size almost every single shift. He never let defenders separate him from the puck easily, and I think that's kind of where Caufield is struggling right now if you want to be critical of him. He gave away the puck 4 times during the Tampa series, which isn't crazy. But when he did get the puck in the Tampa zone, those were often the opportunities where he just had to do that little bit more to help out Suzuki and Slafkovsky. I don't think he needed to be quicker on the puck. It's not about poise or strength with the puck necessarily, although he could also probably be stronger with the puck. I kind of had that criticism for him during the regular season. I think that line just needs that extra little bit of juice, and Slafkovsky, I think, is making good initial zone entries. Suzuki's kind of getting beaten around quite a bit, but Suzuki has the ability to win battles against the boards with sometimes 2 defenders. So when the puck does get to Caufield, I want to see him protecting it and getting a chance. But honestly, he has had opportunities. The initial excuse was, hey, he wasn't even getting the shot. But he's had looks, he's had chances in dangerous areas. And certainly there's been times during these playoffs that he's had opportunities where I just assumed during the regular season, he would put that puck in the back of the net. But listen, playoff hockey shrinks your time and space. And right now, yeah, he's not capitalizing on the shots he does get, but you can defend Caufield while still admitting that your elite goal scorer needs to score goals. Because what I find interesting is how much of the criticism has landed specifically on him, while his line mates have mostly escaped the same level of scrutiny. Nick Suzuki, 1 5-on-5 goal. Juraj Slafkovsky, yeah, he had a huge hat trick game, all on the power play. He deserves praise for that, but outside of that explosion, his production hasn't been dominating. Yet somehow Caufield has become the symbol of the line struggling. And why is that? Well, he's a goal scorer and he's not scoring goals. Playmakers can kind of disappear quietly. Power forwards can disappear physically. But when the sniper stops scoring, I think everyone notices. But he kind of has to face this pressure. It's the expectations that are on him. If you want to inherit the praise that comes with being the superstar goal scorer in Montreal, yeah, you're going to have to also inherit the pressure. Caufield talked about the extra things that he can do while he's not scoring goals, and he talks about playing well in the defensive end. To me, he has been doing work in the defensive end, more so than what we're used to seeing from him. But that's not something you would normally notice from Caufield. And if I'm being honest, it's not really something that I want him to have to do. I'd rather see him holding onto the puck for an extra second, fighting through contact, maintaining possession after being bumped, winning plays against the wall, not getting squeezed out against the wall. Caufield is losing too many of those battles, and it's not helping Slaf and Suzuki. So I've defended him, I've criticized him, I'm in the middle with it. I want to see more from him, obviously. After Game 3 in Tampa, I said Suzuki and Caufield must just be slamming their heads against the wall during time off, trying to figure out what they can do to bust through the Tampa Bay defense. These are two hockey players that bleed hockey. They're hockey nerds. And I'm still holding on to hope that they will figure it out and it's going to open the floodgates. Cole Caufield is built for playoff hockey. He's not playing his best hockey right now. I think some of the details that he's taken for granted during the regular season are coming back to nip him. He has it easy in a way with Slafkovsky and Suzuki on his line, but we've seen him battle through things. We've seen him put on the boosters and burn his defenders. He's still young, he's still very green, and he's in the playoffs for the second time in his career. He's in an adjustment phase that every player goes through when they reach these big games, because playoff hockey exposes weaknesses brutally. Good players learn from it, but elite players evolve from it. I want to see that from Caufield. This might be one of the most important learning stretches in Cole Caufield's career, and I love to see him going through this pain because I know it's making him grow. That's going to do it for me, guys. I thought I'd address this. Thought it'd be a fun topic to talk about. It discourages me a little bit seeing individuals in the Habs community really coming out with some negative takes on Caufield. It's a real, yeah, but what have you done for me today scenario? But it's just how it is. If he scores 2 goals in tomorrow's night's game, the narrative's completely flipped. And the same people that were saying that Montreal needs to find a goal scorer with edge, they'll be saying, I knew he'd come through. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button because it does something, I think, with the algorithm or something with YouTube. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.
Mr. Saturday Night. Speech? You only get 1 week. Let's go on the road.